Hello, fourth graders. I am Mrs. Lamondo, and today is an exciting day because today we are starting our unit on geometry. I think you're really going to enjoy this a lot. So, our first topic that we are going to explore today are lines, points, line segments, and rays. Let's see what they are. We're going to start with this little snippet of a video, and then we'll move into one more before practicing ourselves.
Hi there. Today on Math Antics, we're starting a new subject where we're going to learn the basics of a special kind of math called geometry. Geometry is the study of things like lines, shapes, angles, distances, and things like that. In this video, we're going to focus on three of the most basic elements or parts of geometry. They are points, lines, and planes. All right, we're going to start with points because they're about the simplest thing you can imagine in geometry. What's a point? Well, let me draw some for you. So these are points. They're just little tiny dots in space, but they do a really important job in geometry. They help us describe specific locations in space, like the end of a line, or the corner of a square, or the center of a circle. But they won't really help that much unless we name them, because if I say, hey, look at that point over there, it's kind of hard to tell which one I'm talking about. I mean, they all look the same. So what name should we give these points? Well, let's see. How about Archimedes and Beauregard? That'd be good. Maybe Charlemagne? How about Daphne and Einstein? Let's see. Fred and Guinevere, Hiawatha, and Icarus. Perfect. You know, on second thought, those names are kind of long and complicated. Why don't we just use the first letters of each name instead? There. Now if I say, look at point A, or look at point B, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, let's do that. Let's just talk about point A and point B for a minute. If you start at point A and go to point B taking the shortest distance possible, you would have gone in a straight line. A line is the next most basic element of geometry. We name a line by the points that it goes through. For example, we would call this line AB because its endpoints, where it starts and stops, are points A and B. But technically, this isn't really a line. It's a line segment. What's the difference, you ask? That's a good question. A line segment has a beginning and an end. It starts at one point in space and it ends at another. A line, on the other hand, just keeps on going in either direction forever, just like the number line keeps on going forever. Well, at least we imagine that it goes on forever. We can't actually draw a line that goes on forever, so here's what we do instead. To draw a line instead of a line segment, you just go past the endpoints a little bit, and you put an arrow on both ends of the line to show that it keeps on going. So this is line segment AB, and this is line CD. Now there's one more special type of line that we need to talk about, and it's basically a combination of a line segment and a line. We call it a ray. Rays have beginning points, but no ending points. They just keep on going forever, but only in one direction. So we only put an arrow on the end that keeps going. There. We call this one ray EF. In geometry, each of these three types of lines has a shorthand way of writing it. Instead of writing line segment AB, you can just write AB with a line over the top. And instead of writing line CD, you can write CD with a double arrow line over them, like this. And finally, instead of writing ray EF, you can just write EF with a single arrow line over them, like so.
For our purposes, we're just going to make sure that we can identify line segments, lines, points, and rays. So let's see a little video, if it's available, about that. And if not, we'll move into our Google form. Oh, bummer, it's not available. That's okay though, because we're going to practice together. So, whoopsie doodles. This one right here that I'm circling with my cursor, this is a line. How do I know? It has an arrow on either end, meaning it goes on forever. This one right here is a line segment. How do I know? It has points at either end. That means it's only part of a line. Way up in my right-hand corner, I have points. They just look like little periods at the end of a sentence. And below it, I have a ray. A ray is like a ray of sun. It has a point, and then it has an arrow. Let's check out some points, lines, line segments, and rays. So let's try and name them. Just point, line segment, line, or ray. So let's look at example 1. Point, line segment, line, or ray. If you guessed line segment, you're right. It has 2 points at the end, meaning it's only part of a line. Let's look at number 2. Point, line, segment, line, or ray. It has a point and then it goes on forever. If you guessed ray, you are correct. Let's look at number 3. Ooh, we should know this one by now. Point, line, segment, line, or ray. Just like our last one, this is a ray. Let's look at number 4. This is going to be the easiest one of all. Point, line, segment, line, or ray. This is a point. Let's look at number 5. 2 points on the end. Point, line, segment, line, or ray. This is a line segment. There's points on either side. Let's look at number 6. Point, line, segment, line, or ray. It has arrows on either side, meaning it goes on forever. This is a line. Let's look at number 7. Point, line, segment, line, or ray. It has arrows on either side, meaning it goes on forever and ever. This is a line. And lastly, number 8, point, line, segment, line, or ray. This is a ray. Today, you will be completing a Google form that has you answering these very questions. So let's look. Our first one says, what is the name of this figure? Line, point, line, segment, ray. Number 2, what is the name of this figure? Line, point, line, segment, ray. Here's number 3. That one should be simple. Here's a visual of number 4. There's a point and then it goes on forever. Number 5 has 2 points on either end. And number 6, 2 arrows, meaning it goes on forever and ever. All right, 4th graders, that is all for today. As always, if you need help, feel free to check in. Until next time, see you then. Bye.